Hello, this is Monsignor John Kasza at St. James Parish in Novi, Michigan. Today's topic is priorities. We always talk about priorities and what goes first. But some people have difficulty making priorities. Some people are very good at it. They're very organized. They follow some kind of a planning system. They have their lists or their calendars or their phones or portable devices that have their whole life organized for them. But really, what are our priorities? What should our priorities be? First of all, I think you have to look at 4 main priorities. And they all involve relationship. The first one, our relationship with God. What is how is that a priority in our life? It should be our number 1 priority, but for many of us it gets put down somewhere on the list. But because our life with God is eternal, and we will be spending our life with God for eternity, we should be making that our first priority. Getting to know God, getting to say, God, who am I? Who are you? How can we work together? How can I be the best child that you've created? How can you help me to see the goodness in myself? I'm always reminded of Cardinal Dearden, the late Archbishop of Detroit, who said, he wants to, when he gets to heaven, to be greeted by God, say, John Dearden, welcome home. It's good to see you. Rather than God saying to him, who are you? I don't know you. No. We should be making God our first priority. Another priority in our life should be our family. Whether we are married or have children, or if we're not married but we have significant family and friends, those people are closest to us. Those should be a priority because those relationships help us to grow. They help us to develop. They challenge us. They make us better people. They enable us to really bring out the best in ourselves. A husband should help his wife to get to heaven, a wife should help her husband get to heaven, and together they help their children to get to heaven. A priest should help his congregation get to heaven, and the congregation should help their priest and deacon get to heaven. People work together in an office or in a company should really help one another to succeed at their jobs in order to help the company to grow and develop. We do that because we recognize that we work as a family, whether it's a biological family or a created family. Our third priority, of course, would be our work situation, our hobbies, what makes us tick, what makes us really find joy in life. For some of us, it is work. We enjoy what we do. We work with our hands, we work with our brains, we use our bodies, whatever it is that we use to really get along in life. People say, I don't like to work because work is bad, or we have this negative view of work. But work gives us purpose. Work helps us to find meaning in life, and it helps us to really do something useful, and in the process helps other people. And together, that creativity, that building, that making things grow enables us to make the world a better place. And then a fourth priority would be those things that really bring us joy and happiness in our life. Our hobbies, whether it's music or art or painting or athletics, whatever, that makes us really see the goodness in life, helps us to really find joy in God's creation. very often we skew our priorities. We make work a big priority to the detriment of our family or our own social being, our own life. Or sometimes people put families first, that they forget about all the other things. They forget about how to have joy and life, and how to enjoy the things that God has given them. Sometimes people put leisure activities as a priority and say, well, I'm going to have fun all the time. I'm going to go out to the bar, I'm going to go out to the baseball game, I'm going to go wherever, and their work life suffers or their family life suffers, so they're always out going and having a good time. Those four, God, family, work, and leisure, those four priorities should be ordered in such a way that they're balanced. And that those are the things that really help us to become a fuller expression of God's creation. And so we should try to keep those four things in balance and recognize that all of them are important for us to develop as a person of God. And that ultimately we become closer to God in that we really recognize God's presence in one another and in the world around us. So I hope that as we continue to prioritize, whether we use a Palm Pilot or some kind of a planning device or paper calendar or whatever, that we take time for God, for others, and for ourselves, that we can fully enjoy the fruits of God's creation, building up God's kingdom until at last we see Him face to face.